Unit 2, Using Classroom-Based Language Assessment. Language Assessment. Good night, teacher and classmates. I'm Andrea Lore, and right now I'm going to answer 4 questions. I have 4 questions for me, so let's start. First, how does language assessment differ from language teaching? It's a pretty difficult question to answer. Let's start with a little history. It closely relates to the teaching of language after the Second World War. During the war, the need to communicate in other language grew. The first concept where applied linguistics was the same as language teaching. It then becomes a sub-area of general linguistics. In the specific case of the line linguistics applied to language teaching, all this has repercussion on concrete action that involve research and teaching tasks. 1. Experience of use and procedural rather than conceptualizations. 2. Cognitive orientation in both comprehensive listening and reading and productive process like speaking and writing. And 3. Permanent interaction in speech acts and communicative situations. 4. Motivation and attitudinal factors that facilitate the acquisition of the language in significant situations. And 5. The knowledge and use of the language in significant situations and in response to the achievement of certain functions. Question number 2. Why does language assessment allow to improve teaching and learning? Thus, language assessment studies the fundamental of human language, its variation across all language families, and the conditions that make understanding and communication possible through natural language. Cultural and linguistic diversity contributes to international understanding. The mother tongue shapes us. Multilinguistics opens new horizons for us. Question number 3. Why do we use language assessment? Language assessment is critical. First of all, because it will reflect the different needs a child, a young student presents and whether or not they need a possible intervention. And secondly, at academic level, it already serves as a tool to guide teachers towards the development and implementations of different aids, strategies, and adaptation in order to offer the student facilities in the areas of communication and language. Each patient who comes to be evaluated is different, so every evaluation has a rigorous process. What evidence do we need to collect during the assessment? Question number 5. What evidence do we need to collect during the assessment? The evidence, which mainly relates to the development of classroom-based assessment, has grown over last decade, explaining the importance of language assessment, and increasing number of people are studying classroom and based language. Assessment points out the classroom-based is that teacher gather and use the information about the students' language performance in general classroom activities to decide their teaching process. Thank you. And that's all. Thank you so much for watching this video.